During the recent deployment of the USS Harry S. Truman Carrier Strike Group, the U.S. Navy faced an unprecedented sequence of operational challenges that tested both the equipment and the personnel in complex and high-pressure environments. The deployment involved a combination of routine operations, rapid response to dynamic regional threats, and high-tempo maneuvers that placed extraordinary demands on every component of the strike group, from individual pilots and sailors to command leadership. The most publicly noted event during this deployment was the downing of an F/A-18 Super Hornet by the cruiser USS Gettysburg, a friendly fire incident resulting from the misidentification of the aircraft. Investigators determined that the cruiser's personnel, operating under conditions that required split-second judgment, misclassified the aircraft as a threat and engaged it using standard engagement protocols. While this resulted in the loss of the aircraft, the pilots were able to execute emergency ejection procedures successfully, demonstrating the robustness of pilot training, flight safety procedures, and the Navy's commitment to protecting the lives of its personnel even in the most critical situations. The fact that both pilots survived and were safely recovered highlights the effectiveness of the Navy's emergency response systems and redundancy measures built into carrier operations. In addition to this incident, the strike group experienced the loss of a second Super Hornet under circumstances related to high-tempo carrier operations. The aircraft rolled off the hangar deck during a maneuver of the carrier that was necessary to respond to operational requirements, demonstrating the physical and procedural risks inherent in moving aircraft within a dynamic carrier environment. Investigations found that communication and coordination between the bridge, flight deck control, and hangar personnel were insufficient to prevent the mishap, and mechanical factors related to securing and moving aircraft in the hangar also played a role. The third aircraft lost during the deployment was destroyed following a failed arrested landing when the arresting gear system, a critical component for safely recovering aircraft on a moving carrier, malfunctioned. Maintenance reviews revealed that the gear had not been inspected and serviced to the highest standard in recent cycles, and some of the personnel responsible for operating it had gaps in advanced troubleshooting training. This illustrated that even in a highly disciplined and technologically advanced force, human and mechanical factors can converge to produce unexpected outcomes, and highlighted the need for rigorous, ongoing oversight of both equipment and operator readiness. The combination of these aircraft incidents shows how complex the operational environment is aboard a carrier, where thousands of personnel, multiple ships, and dozens of aircraft must operate in coordinated precision under constantly changing conditions. Each incident, while isolated in technical cause, reflects systemic stressors, including operational tempo, mechanical wear, and communication demands. The strike group also encountered a maritime collision with a merchant vessel. While the collision did not result in casualties and caused only limited damage, the Navy classified it as preventable. Investigation findings emphasized that navigational decision-making, situational awareness, and adherence to procedural protocols could have been stronger. The incident reinforced the importance of continuous vigilance, not only in combat situations but also during standard operations in congested maritime areas. Leadership, crew coordination, and real-time communication proved critical, and the incident served as a reminder that even routine operations require the same level of attention and discipline as combat scenarios. Across all these events, the pattern that emerged was that multiple operational systems, mechanical, procedural, and human, intersected in ways that could create significant risk. This is not indicative of a failure of individual personnel but rather highlights the challenges of managing highly complex operations where small lapses or gaps can have cascading effects. The Navy's response to these incidents has been swift and thorough. Leadership accountability measures were taken at various levels, with adjustments made to ensure that responsibility for operational oversight and readiness is clear and enforceable. Training programs have been reviewed and updated to address specific gaps identified in these incidents, including enhanced coordination between ships and aircraft, improved procedural drills for emergency situations, and a focus on communication between bridge officers, flight deck crews, and hangar personnel. Maintenance schedules for critical systems have been revised to ensure higher standards of reliability, particularly for arresting gear, braking systems, aircraft securing mechanisms, and other components essential for carrier operations. Operational drills and simulations have been intensified to replicate scenarios in which high-stress, rapid decision-making conditions occur, improving both crew readiness and confidence under pressure. The Navy has also emphasized that these incidents, while serious, represent opportunities to refine and improve fleet-wide practices. Lessons learned from each event are being institutionalized across all carrier strike groups, with an emphasis on improving safety, operational coordination, equipment reliability, and procedural compliance. The goal is not only to prevent recurrence of these specific incidents but also to strengthen the overall resilience of the fleet, ensuring that all personnel and systems can perform effectively under the most demanding operational conditions. This approach reflects a culture of continuous improvement and adaptability, hallmarks of the U.S. Navy's operational philosophy. The fact that all pilots involved survived and that damage was contained illustrates that even when mishaps occur, the Navy's planning, redundancy measures, and training provide significant mitigation and protection. From a broader perspective, these events demonstrate the inherent complexity of modern naval operations and the challenges associated with operating one of the world's most capable carrier strike groups in high-tempo and high-risk environments. Every ship, aircraft, and crew member is interdependent, and operational success depends on seamless coordination between these components. The incidents highlight the importance of both human and technological factors in maintaining operational readiness, and the need for continual assessment, oversight, and refinement of practices to maintain superior performance. The Navy's handling of the situation demonstrates its ability to identify problems, implement corrective actions, and ensure that lessons learned are applied immediately and comprehensively across the fleet. This approach ensures that operational capability is preserved, personnel safety is maintained, and the U.S. Navy remains ready to meet strategic requirements around the world. The cumulative effect of these incidents has reinforced the Navy's commitment to operational excellence, training, and readiness. While aircraft losses in a minor collision represent tangible setbacks, they also serve as catalysts for improvement. Every incident has led to actionable recommendations and procedural adjustments that strengthen the fleet's ability to operate safely and effectively. Enhanced training protocols, stricter maintenance oversight, refined coordination practices, and reinforced leadership accountability measures all contribute to making future operations safer and more efficient. The Navy's proactive response illustrates the resilience of the force and its ability to adapt to unexpected challenges, maintaining both mission capability and the protection of personnel. The events involving the USS Harry S. Truman Carrier Strike Group are a demonstration of the demanding nature of modern carrier operations, the complexity of coordinating multiple advanced systems simultaneously, and the Navy's commitment to continuous improvement. Even under challenging circumstances, personnel adhered to established safety protocols, equipment failures were addressed, and corrective measures were rapidly implemented. The Navy has shown that it can manage high-risk operations effectively, respond to unexpected events decisively, and incorporate lessons learned into fleet-wide improvements. These incidents affirm the U.S. Navy's capacity to maintain operational superiority, safeguard its personnel, and ensure readiness for missions across the globe, reinforcing its position as a technologically advanced and highly capable maritime force. The deployment has provided valuable insights, not only into operational risks but also into the strength, adaptability, and professionalism of U.S. naval forces, and these insights will guide improvements that benefit the entire fleet for years to come.